Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
I hate to say I told you so, but we told you so.
Yeah, we've been saying it wasn't gonna. It was very unlikely to be good.
Netflix Cowboy Bebop live action adaptation, unnecessary remake, is not really landing the way they were hoping. I mean, people were kind of razzle-dazzled by the intro, which was nearly a beat-for-beat remake of the classic anime intro, but a lot of the reactions from people who have seen the first season, Netflix is we're about a week out. They usually send screeners to trusted members of the media, not us.
We never get them, don't worry.
We never get them, don't worry.
We're too honest.
But we have said since the beginning that, Netflix does not have a good track record with adapting anime. And some anime, especially, anime like this, series like this that are considered among the best ever produced, are not something you should even attempt to adapt.
It's really hard to adapt an anime and make it work into live action. Just like I think video game movies are another one that's really hard. You get some winners, but for the most part, they fall with a thud. That's what we were worried about with this one. And then you had people out there, the actress out there starting shit early on too, did not help their case.
Yeah, it's so weird because she was having, a problem with the way that Faye looked in the series, and then it turned out that they actually had her in a more revealing outfit, So really interesting. So we're going to talk about this because I think the critics are going to turn on Netflix. There was a lot of defense early on, like, oh my God, those haters, they're just hating it because it's got a woman in it. I'm like, yeah, it's so the anime.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always the go-to. It's some racist phobic, some bullshit. It's like, no, it's because it's going to suck.
You're just an ageist. You don't like Asian people in your anime.
That's right.
And by the way, Faye is actually from Singapore, if I remember correctly, and we had a Latino woman.
Oh, I always love people who weren't even born when it came out, trying to tell us that we don't know what we're talking about the show, even though, we were there when it was being run. Yeah,
during its peak. I remember before it was even on Adult Swim, some of the folks in one comic shop I went to were watching it on VHS, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so cool. And you can't replicate that, so don't even try, but especially don't do a half-assed job. We're gonna talk about it. Again, we haven't seen it, but we're just going by what other people who have seen it are saying, and they say it's unnecessary. So now I'm like, okay, I don't think One Piece is going to be any good either. I'm just saying, because you got some of the folks associated with the original anime involved doesn't mean it's going to be any good.
And I think between the two, you could pull off Cowboy Bebop as a live action before you could pull off One Piece.
Oh, One Piece is going to be... how are they going to do Luffy's stretch? It's going to look... No, they're going to give Luffy crystal hands. Like
I was thinking it.
Really? Okay.
So
Anyway, we're going to talk about that. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over, what are we at? 240,000 subs? Thank you so much for the support. Almost 250,000 reefers.
That's almost, woo!
We're getting pretty high up there in
not
numbers.
Really. Not really.
So we are still a tiny channel, but for some reason, people care an awful lot about what we think.
I know.
They would lose their shit. I said before on Twitter, the people on Twitter would lose their shit if Mr. Beast didn't like their cartoon show or something. They wouldn't know what to do. Like, oh my God, this guy has like 50, 60 million subs and he hates my cartoon show. And us with our paltry, 240,000 were a big threat. Anyway, let's talk about this. The Mary Sue even. This is one of the outlets I would have expected to be all over it and be like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. But they're not. They're turning on it. I'm not encouraged by early Cowboy Bebop live action impressions.
Neither are we.
There are a couple that are good, but we actually went out to Twitter ourselves and they're not terribly good. But let's read a little bit of this and then we'll go into that. It said when you're adapting, when what you're adapting isn't just popular, but regarded as an absolute classic work of art. Yes.
Agree with the Mary Sue. Oh my gosh, mark your calendars.
As is the case with Cowboy Bebop and Netflix's attempt at live action version of it. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is easily in the top 10 anime of all time.
I would agree. A lot of people think so.
I have to wonder if this is why Akira has taken so damn long because, I mean, they were like, oh, Taika Waititi's going to do Akira. I'm like, no, God, no. Anybody but Taika Waititi.
From my understanding, I don't think Cowboy Bebop was that huge in Japan, though. I think it's a more Western audience. It's like more like Japanese audience.
I'm trying to recall. I think it was well regarded, but I don't think it was quite the cult classic it is here. But it does have, very kind of Western vibe to it that they're going for, like, pulp and all
Well,
that.
a lot of other countries are obsessed with the cowboy idea because it's a very America thing. Anyway,
America. Well, that's like Squid King and I were watching one of the Super Sentai series. I think it was Kaku Ranger, but it was the one that the Ninja Power Rangers based on, and they have an American, quote unquote American character. He's a Japanese guy who lived in America, and he only speaks English, but he speaks really bad English, and he's like John Cowboy Man, and he's like, howdy partner, and he's like, I have been living in Texas and I do not speak Japanese.
like, sure,
and they have to explain everything to him. It's funny. Anyway, the concern about Netflix's remake isn't necessarily that it'll be bad.
No, that's the concern.
Yeah, but it's been set for failure if it's anything less than perfect.
Well, you can't touch anything like this, and if it isn't anything less than perfect, it's going to get backlash.
Yeah, I don't think this one, especially not as a Netflix series. I think if you were going to do it, you would have to do like a big budget movie. But live action anime adaptations are the only on-screen endeavors that rival video game adaptations in sheer odds against success.
Yep.
Stray too far and it doesn't work. The fact that it's highly regarded alone is enough to have anyone worried about how the adaptation would fare. And I feel the same about One Piece. I think it's going to be a disaster.
I agree.
They said, hey, it's reassuring to see that some people are willing to give it a shot or whatever, but it's not good. Some people say it was good. They said, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Sorry. Hey, Cowboy Bebop is good. John Cho is a perfect Spike Spiegel. Twice as old as Spike, but whatever. Without him, this would not work. It does take a while for the show to hit its stride.
Wait, it takes a while for a show to hit its stride. How many episodes are there?
I don't know.
It's probably not that many if it's a Netflix season.
It's like 8
But the
episodes.
last episode, it finally got good.
By the last episode, it kind of sort of felt like Cowboy Bebop. Unlike the anime, which the very first episode, you're hooked. It still slips in places even after that. My biggest issue is with how they, whatever, I don't care. Anyway, the fact that it has any issues is like, yeah, you shouldn't have done this. Nearly finished with season 1. It's fun. Only so many have proven to know how to do live action anime, and this is no Wachowski movie. Yes, Speed Racer forever. That said, the core trio is great. Some remixed ideas work more than others, and the music rolls.
They have this, like, they start out good, and then some of the things they say, you're like,
They have to. If you want to stay in Netflix's good graces, you have to, put the pill in the ice cream.
Here we go. I've seen about half of the live action Cowboy Bebop. Cast is superb and it's stylish as hell, but it struggles with tone and much of the action is underwhelming. So it looks pretty, but it's actually with haphazard editing, choreography. More thoughts in my review next week.
No, that's not glowing praise. This person liked it. It said I dug the first season. Here we have after screening Cowboy Bebop. I have to say it's the rebirth of the cool. It's a true homage to fans, giving a faithful depiction.
Some people said it was too faithful. So
yeah. I can actually say I did not enjoy Cowboy Bebop. It makes the mistake of being a mostly verbatim adaptation, which obviously pales in comparison to the anime, but worse yet, it looks so cheap. The editing, the visuals, most of the acting is just off. Yeah, I mean, everybody went nuts for the intro, but that's easy to do. Fans have done that.
Right, done it better.
Yeah.
To clarify, we've seen all episodes of the live action. Full review coming on Monday. It gets a lot right, but some additions just didn't work for me at all.
Oh, that's not good.
We actually went to Twitter ourselves.
Yeah.
I liked. Where's the one? The one was beautifully written. It was.
Yeah, this one's classic here. From Joe. Social embargo being up, I'm glad to see I'm not going to be the outlier. Cowboy Bebop, based on some of these critic reactions, Netflix gave us the whole season. It blows a hot sack of sour nuts in July.
It makes me want to puke.
Sour nuts. I don't think he's talking about candy.
No, I don't think that's what he's. I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah. Kevin Smith levels of bullshit.
That's fun.
Yeah. Why does it look so drab? I mean, they're trying to do it in real life, but it looks.
It lacks color. People are saying it lacks color, and they don't mean race color.
I thought that's what they meant at first. I saw that on Kotaku, and I was like, wait, but they made jet black.
Yeah, but that's not what they meant.
That's not what they meant.
Like a filter on it to make it look like.
Yeah, but it's easier to just make everything look beige. Because then you can't. I'll tell you the truth. It's harder, and this is a true story. The original Transformers movies, the reason that Optimus Prime wasn't red, as I understand it, he wasn't all red, they did the flames, is because when you're dealing with brighter colors, it's harder to make them look realistic in CGI. And it wasn't until later that they could actually do the brighter color Transformers. So everybody was kind of like silver, chunky, bits of metal
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, that's the only way we can pull it off and make it look like it's
Well,
realistic.
they're even saying it doesn't have comparative shots. It doesn't have the color and the zing that the original had. So they already lost people with. They're already getting strikes against them for that.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting, and I am going to enjoy this because YouTubers have been getting a lot of shit. We keep getting shit for saying, look, this doesn't look like it's going to be good. And the mainstream media is all like, oh, no, it's going to be fantastic. Please give us a screener.
Yeah, but now they're like, oh, well.
No, it wasn't so good. And Eternals sucked too.
Here.
Just like we said it was going to.
I've been a Cowboy Bebop super fan since the day I found the first DVD in the back of Sam Goody's in 1998. So I volunteered to review Netflix's live-action adaptation for IndieWire. That was a grave mistake.
Oh,
Review
my
drops
God.
Monday. Save yourselves.
Yeah.
Mega fan. Are they going to be accused of nitpicking something stupid from Cowboy Bebop because you said something about his name that wasn't right or something? Super fan says it sucks with a blue check.
He must be an alt-right Nazi to not like Netflix's Cowboy Bebop remake for the peoples of today.
It's not going the way. It's just blasphemy. It's just not going the way that they thought it was going to.
Who thought it was going to? And you know what?
A lot of people did, apparently.
One Piece isn't going to be any better. You know this, right? One Piece is going to be hot trash. People were like, they're all like,
yeah, that's made worse.
oh, the casting choices are okay. They actually look pretty okay for cosplayers. I'm like, no, it's going to be a freaking disaster. Absolute, yeah. Don't sexualize me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't sexualize me at all. But look at this gun in my mouth. Mm-hmm. Not gun in my mouth.
I okay.
You know what I'm saying. Anyway, it's gonna blow sour nuts.
Apparently in July.
In July, that's the nut launch.
I don't know. We'll probably find out more Monday. I think a lot of people are saving their reviews for Monday because I think embargo's up like today or something. So I'm expecting more reviews come next week.
Yo, yeah, it's gonna be real interesting.
So we'll take a look when we have some more reviews to go by.
Yeah, this is us right now. This is like, oh, tell us more. Tell us more. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.